I took off and I disappeared into an abyss for a while. And I didn't want
I will be back.
I didn't want to like talk about it. I didn't want to be public about it because I wanted to give people privacy. And when you end a friendship, it's not something you want on display, or, you know, you want to be out there for everybody to see and pick apart. And then you have people that make assumptions, and then people that are trolling or lying, and then people run with things, and then you know how the chain reaction goes. So, that's why I wasn't around, because I wanted to limit rumors and I wanted to limit chatter, and I didn't want the same thing we see happening here with other people to go on within my friendship falling apart. So in doing that, I thought I would be kind of like keeping things intact, but that's not what happened, because there was one specific person that just couldn't stop. You know, they had to keep going live, discussing me nonstop, making it sound like there was more to the story that people didn't know. And I kept saying, put it out there. Whatever people don't know, put it out there. Don't make it sound like there's something going on that isn't, because that annoys me more than anything. I'd rather just show it. If you're gonna say something's there, then just show it. But that's not what happened. It's just like all these little innuendos and all of these dead end kind of blanket statements where people could really draw any conclusion that they wanted from them. And I feel like that's worse. Just don't say anything at all. There's no reason to say there's more to the story. There's always more to the story, obviously. There's always going to be more to the story. But to make it sound like, oh, there's things you go, oh, there's this, there's that. Well, tell everybody what it is. And when I said that, the response that I got was, no, I would never do that. But then, yeah, September 15th, Laura put out text messages from our group chat, and she opened up the door for our private messages to be shared. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I kind of expected that, but I would never deny what I said to her. I said what I said, and I wasn't going to lie about that. And I think that for some reason, she was under the assumption that I wasn't going to be truthful with the fact that I told her off. I still feel the same way I did that day. So there's no hiding that. Yeah. And yeah, there was trouble. There was trouble for a little over a month, because I was challenging certain things, and I was asking, you know, questions that she didn't want to answer. And I knew even that she wasn't being truthful with me. So yeah, was I difficult with her? Yeah, I was. Absolutely. 100%. I'm not going to sit here and say that I made it easy for her, because there were things that were going on that I wasn't really down with and I wasn't really cool with. And a lot of people don't know that I actually make things better for her. And I had a StreamYard call with Randy and Diane. I want to say it was 3 or 4 days before she put out the suicide DMs on Twitter. Or she tweeted. She didn't put them in DMs. She tweeted out the terrible things that she had said about Randy's mom. And just several days prior, you know, they were asking, well, how do we make this better? How do we fix this? And I was like, well, you know, she's probably going to need to see some effort on your part. And I think that in order to make things better, you're going to have to show her that you want to make things better. And that's key, you know, like first and foremost before anything. But by no means was I trying to make things difficult for her. So there I was, like, trying to make things better for her, trying to keep an open line of communication. And at that point, I had agreed with Diane and Randy that I wouldn't be involved in any streams that involved any negative discussion about them. And I meant that. So for several days, I did stay away from places they were being discussed. And then that's when Laura put out the tweets about Randy's mom. But that was something I knew she was going to do, or she told us she wanted to do. And I said, don't do it. Don't go that low. You don't want to hit on something like that. That's not something you throw in someone's face. It's just not. I thought it was disgusting when she told us what she wanted to say. And I'm only going to speak on myself. I'm not even going to get into anybody else and what they said, because it's not my place.
But wait, let me ask you real quick, because I know I can answer this for you if you like, but I know that this is what people are thinking right now. Well, look what you said to Randy about her mother and walking her to hell. What do you think?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what the timeline was on that. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know how many days were in between, but I want to say it was probably a couple weeks. I might be wrong though. It may have been less. So when I had said that to Randy, that was after she had come up on my panel and outed in front of everybody my medical condition, started reading off the records that came from the state website where I had gone before the state house, because I was trying to help get a rare disease committee formed. Somehow she came across that and was discussing it while she was on my live. And she also had done several live streams discussing my medical condition, and so hadn't Diane. So yeah, my privacy was invaded, and I told her that her mom could walk her to hell, because I was being accused of actually saying the things that Laura said and being accused of supporting what Laura said when I didn't support what Laura said. But I do have to take responsibility for the fact that I was there and I was present after she did what she did. Yeah, and I can see that as disrespectful. So for that, I do know, and I am aware that it was probably hurtful, but I didn't support telling her, you know, I don't want to really repeat what Laura said to her.
Well, it was more ridiculous Randy than her mother.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't trying to speak derogatory about her mother. I that's the way I felt about Randy. I like, yeah, to say someone's going to hell while being accused of supporting what was said. I would have never brought up Randy's mom if I hadn't been accused of doing that, you know. So I didn't even know the situation with her mom until all that had gone on. That's not something I was even privy to or even knew about. So in that regard, yeah, I said what I said.
Yeah, no,
but it wasn't anything in comparison.
It had to be so much different than it was. So, and I knew people would say that. So I just wanted you to once again answer.
Yeah, no, a lot of people have discussed what I said. Yeah, I said, your mom must be shining down on you from heaven. And then I told her that she could walk her to hell. So was it wrong for me to say that? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't want somebody to say that to me. But was it anywhere near as disgusting as what Laura said to her? Not by a long shot. So, I mean, there's no making excuses for my actions, but I'm also not Laura, and I would never, ever do or say what Laura did. So
I don't get this whole thing with Laura why she's trying to make you look like such the shitty friend. Because I don't see that. I don't see how you were.
Well, I can be 100% honest with you. I don't think that I'm a shitty friend. I do not think that Laura was ever my friend. I knew to keep Laura at a distance. I feel like the friendship that I had with Laura was far different from the other friendship that I had. And I think she was very bothered by that. And I think that the day when I went live and said it's a wrap, she was shocked by it, or it bothered her that I spoke out that way. I think it was a blow to her ego. And I think that it was really insulting to her that I didn't care to walk away from her.
I agree.
So I get it. Like, I get where she'd be insulted.
Yeah.
And I get where she would feel,
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe she felt embarrassed that it wasn't a hard decision for me. But
I
it doesn't work what she's done since. She's been live every single live stream she's done. She's brought me up. There hasn't been a single one except last night that she hasn't discussed me or put some kind of question surrounding my name.
Yeah. But
it's just dirty.
Listen, I also want to do this though, because I know you get this too. Like, Laura has every right to be upset. Laura has every right to be hurt, right?
Sure, she wants to be.
What's the problem here? Why is it being talked about every day?
I don't know. I guess only she can answer that question.
I know.
I don't know why she's talking about it every day. I've been asking myself that for a month.
The only chat that I know that you went into was Corey. And I would see you sometimes in there, but I wouldn't see you the whole time. But man, I sure know what you said from other chats.
I stayed out of all chats for 3 weeks. And the first one I went into, the second she saw me, it was like she hit the roof. She does not want me on YouTube. There's no doubt about it. And Corey,
a lot of people do though. I hope you know that.
Yeah, no, I've actually I've received a lot of support and I've been shown a lot of love. Honestly, I really have, more than I thought that I would. So
yeah, there were some people that surprised me too.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.